good. So what is your guys' like favorite lines or roles that you've done throughout your years of voice acting?
Oh, thanks.
I've got a quick one while you think of it.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't, I don't even remember the character's name, but it was for Code Geass. They kept bringing me in for like little bit guys here and there, who, you know, Engineer A luckily would come back again later and again later as Engineer A. So I'm like, all right, good times. There was this one time they were fighting, and the dude was sitting in his ship, and I'm trying to find it online because Adult Swim ended up making one of their snarky like ads about it. But the dude yells out this like impossibly stupid like 8-word long attack as the laser is charging up. I'm like, this is so cliche, and I love it. And he just yells it out, and then it attacks. And then Adult Swim was like, yep, that's anime. So it wasn't even like a character, and I don't even remember the words, but he just was yelling out that attack with such verve and just this big old smile on his face, where he's just gonna blast the hell out of somebody. And it just sort of encapsulated my life so much. So much. Good times. Code Geass.
I guess some of it was in the beginning days, but there's, I did Cruella de Vil for Disney on Ice, and then I did Petrofina and Flint, a time detective, and she was a very similar character to, she was not as gritty as Rita, but she was funny and obnoxiously evil. So I love doing Petrofina, and I love doing the boys. I mean, I like doing Bobby Bear with Rebecca. Patty Rabbit and Bobby Bear. I love doing the boy voices like Nauta. Nauta was fun because he was real. He wasn't too, you know, cartoony.
Red.
And Red Fraggle, thank you. My husband just read. Yeah, Red Fraggle. That's not anime.
Mine would have to be definitely Robotech with Min-Mei, because I think that show is why everybody's sitting here. Like all these voice actors are working, because they really brought anime into America in a big way. And I loved playing Min-Mei, so it was like, oh, Rick. You probably don't even remember that, I know, you're too young. But I also enjoyed doing Tima in Metropolis, because it was such a beautiful movie, and you know, it's kind of a heavy role, which is unusual for me. I kind of usually play these crazed Sui Seisaki type people, and so that's definitely, I think, my favorite.
Well, I have to kick a shout out always to Envy, because I wouldn't be here without that character. So I get, my heart is gonna have to stick with FMA on that. So.
Until a different character texts her.
Right. Yeah. Then I'm gonna change my mind.
I'm not picking a favorite line. Sorry. All right. Okay. I liked in Brotherhood when Greed said, "Wow, kid, you're just full of piss and vinegar." That's awesome. It made me very happy. And it actually made the director, Caitlin, blush. She's like, your Greed voice is sexy.
All right. You in the back.
This goes for all panel, but I won't answer Wendy. This will be excluding Envy. Who is your favorite villain that you played?
Excluding. I like my new character in Birdie. Irma's pretty awesome. She's this really old, evil lady that basically tortures the lead character. And I had a lot of fun with that. I actually saw Irma in the airport. I'd be glad to show you the picture of her in just a minute, but I saw my little old lady Irma in the airport in a wheelchair with blue eyeshadow all over her eyes. She looked just like the character, and she was cussing at her grandson. In exactly that voice, and I went, that's Irma. So I met Irma in the airport. She was really mean. She almost ran over my foot in a wheelchair. But I'll show you the pictures. That's the new one. I'll actually pass Irma's little photo around. Here you go. Yeah, she's fun.
Besides, I always have to give a shout out to Empress Rita, because she put me on the map. Yeah. But I guess the last thing I did is not, it's for Clone Wars.
I love that show.
Yeah, and
You want it? I want to watch it.
it's next season. She's not on yet, and I'm not really supposed to talk too much about it. But it's a Romanian witch named Mother Thalsen.
Well, you've messed up now.
I screwed up. So don't say that. Don't put it on YouTube. And I'm dead. But I love doing this, kind of this wolfman kind of old lady.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't even get the question. Is that what our last thing was?
What our favorite villain?
Oh, villain. Oh, I haven't played any. I was a monster in Power Rangers. Can you believe it?
Don't touch the screen. Keep going. I'm just going to show them Irma right quick.
That was the only villain I ever did.
That's really
Oh my God.
What are you doing? Just showing them this real picture I took. Just keep talking.
If you see this already, watch your feet. Villain-wise, they always die. I guess Luke Valentine, because that was the first thing I did that people were like, I actually care. Although I gotta say, they're always like, oh my God, you were a Valentine brother? That one that swears is so cool! And I'm like, yeah, I was the other one. And they're like, oh, well, I guess that doesn't suck. There's a definite dropping of interest. Oh, someone's like, no, he's my favorite! I'm like, yeah! So, yeah, Luke Valentine.
I think, what was his name? Oh, Ashura and Soul Eater. Completely bat doo-doo crazy. Like, yeah, loved it. It was fun. Followed closely by Creed Diskins, another great villain. Gay villains are the best. I played a villain in Creed and Greed, so it's like, yeah. Did you notice in that show there was a guy named Train and a guy named Creed? It was all bad '90s bands, you know. I'm Silverchair.
Patton, do Creed talking to Greed like you did that one time.
Oh gosh, how many of you know who Creed Diskins is? Like from and you all know Greed. Well, most of you know Greed, and what a lot of people don't know is that Greed and Creed are basically the same voice. The only difference is Creed has a little bit of the gay. So like the way you do, or a lot of the gay, and then so the way that I differentiate between the two voices is like I start out like if you're like Edward Elric, you're a horrible little human being and you need to learn how to accessorize. So that's how you transfer from Greed to Creed. Yeah.